Good morning, students. So today we are going to learn the next lesson, cell structure and function. Cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. What is a cell? A cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. In 1665, Robert Hooke, while observing thin slices of cork under a microscope, observed that the cork slice was made up of small compartments. He called these compartments cell. The word cell is derived from the Latin word cellula, meaning chamber. Every organism, irrespective of its shape or size, is made up of cells that help it to perform various life processes. The number of cells varies from one organism to another. The arrangement of cells gives the organism a unique shape and size. So, cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. Now let us see the cell theory. In 1838, the German botanist named Matthias Schleiden concluded that all plant parts are made up of cell, and in 1839, the German physiologist Theodor Schwann, and who was a close friend of Schleiden, and he stated that all animal tissues are composed of cells. So, cell theory is proposed by Schleiden and Schwann, that is, the plants and animals parts are made up of cells. And you have already learned that organisms can be either unicellular or multicellular based on the number of cells they contain. Unicellular organisms have only one cell. Multicellular organisms have many cells. Unicellular organisms such as amoeba, paramecium, euglena, spirogyra, volvox, and yeast are some of the unicellular organisms, and they are composed of a single cell which can exist independently. And this single cell carries out all the functions needed for life. For example, the single cell of amoeba respires, captures food, digests it, removes waste, grows and reproduces. So all the functions are carried out by the single cell. So such organisms are called unicellular organisms. Now let us see the multicellular organisms. Most other organisms such as most of the plants and animals and some fungi are multicellular as they are composed of more than one cell. In these multicellular organisms, similar types of cells group together and become specialized to perform particular functions. These are called tissues. Next, based on the shapes of cells, they are classified again, and the cells can be disc-shaped, spherical, rectangular, polygonal, irregular in shape, and branched. Some are branched and some are spindle shaped. For example, in humans the RBCs are disc shaped, the nerve cells are branched, and the muscle cells are thin and long, spindle shaped, the broad middle part with the tapering end. Then size of the cell. Most cells can only be seen with a microscope. The smallest cell discovered is a bacterium with a size of 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers. The largest cell is an ostrich egg, which is around 170 millimeter in length and 130 millimeter in width. The size of a cell does not depend on the size of the organism. The cells of a giraffe will not be larger than those of a mouse. And the nerve cell or neuron is the longest cell in our body. Now let us see the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic, pro means primitive or previous. Karyon means nucleus. So the primitive organisms do not have the nucleus. So they come under the prokaryotic cells, and eukaryotic cells means EU. EU means true. Karyon means nucleus. So the organisms which are having true nucleus is known as eukaryotic cells. Now let us see the difference. Prokaryotic cells, they are very minute in size, but eukaryotic cells are large in size. In prokaryotic, the nuclear region is not surrounded by the nuclear membrane, but in eukaryotic cell, the nuclear material is surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Prokaryotic, single chromosome is present. In eukaryotes, more than one chromosome is present. In prokaryotic cells, the nucleus is absent. Nucleolus is absent. In eukaryote, the nucleolus is present. In prokaryotic cells, the membrane-bound organelles are absent. And in eukaryote, the membrane-bound organelles are present. Membrane-bound organelles are nothing but the organelles which are seen inside the cell, that is the nucleus, chromatin reticulum, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, ribosomes. All these are the cell organelles. So these cell organelles are not seen in the prokaryotic cells, but they are seen in the eukaryotic cells. And in prokaryotic, the cell division is by fission or by budding. There is no mitosis. In eukaryotic, the cell division is by mitosis or meiosis. Now let us see the structure of the chicken egg. The outermost membrane is called egg shell. The white hard material is seen outside is known as the egg shell. Then inner to that there is a thin membrane that is called cell membrane. And inner to that there is a jelly-like fluid which is called albumin. The white part of the egg white is called the albumin, and the white part of the egg is called yolk. Yellow part of the egg is called yolk. So these are the important parts of the chicken egg. Now let us see mounting, how to mount or how to prepare a slide. So first you have to take a small glass piece which is called a glass slide and add a drop of water to the slide. Then keep the specimen in the water. So now place the edge of the cover slip on the slide so that it touches the edge of the water, so that we can avoid the movement of the particular specimen. So now the specimen is safely inside the cover slip. Slowly lower the cover slip to prevent forming that air bubbles. So this way we can prepare a slide. This is mounting. Okay students, so till that you learn, and we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.